Daniel here for Tabletop for One. Please join me at the table as I preview the solo mode for Forges of Ravenshire. And I thank you for joining me on Tabletop for One for the solo preview of Forges of Ravenshire, which will be on Kickstarter April 18th. Do note that this is a prototype copy of the game, so some of the graphics and rules and stuff might change by the time the final product comes out. But I've gone ahead and set it up according to the rules for the solo mode. I have the AI over here with its deck. It also has a finish card, which I'll explain as we go. It has its priority for the different guilds here, and also its priorities here for the different cards it's going to take from the contract rows. It gains 3 dice, one of each, just like I do, but you don't ever roll the AI's dice. For me, I have my 3 dice here, which I will roll, and those will be my starting numbers. We both start on reputation 0 on the track. The round marker here goes to round 1. And you put 2 green dice in those 2 areas there, 2 yellow dice in the 3 and 4 areas, and 2 purple dice in the 5 and 6 areas. You also populate the guild tiles at the top there. And then on the far right, we have titles. And titles are kind of like achievements, goals that you go towards. So I'll show them to you. This title here, the Brightsmith, wants me to complete 4 contracts with a mithril finish. This one here is the Guildmaster, wants me to have 9 total guild tiles. The Artificer here wants me to complete 7 contracts of any type. And the Armorer wants me to complete 5 armor contracts. At any point at the end of the round, if I've completed one of those contracts, I will flip it over and gain the gold for the contract. And if you hope to beat the AI, you definitely have to work for those. You want at least 2, maybe 3 of those done by the end of the game. So you kind of have to plan your strategy around what's there. I've also set up my board with the various resources. I get 1 of each resource, 1 wood, 1 charcoal, 1 ore, 1 leather, and 1 steel. Right here I have an upgrade token, and in order to unlock this upgrade I have to spend an action token for it. It allows me to have more guild tiles down here. And then on the right here I have some upgrade tiles as well, which improve my forges or my wood fires, or gives me better deals at the markets if I flip that over. On the side here, on the left, I have a bunch of the Mystic tokens. The Mystic tokens consist of Mithril, Ember Gems, Dragon Scales, and Talismans. Talismans specifically are used to modify dice. Dragon Scales, Ember Gems, and Mithril can be used for creating items, trading them at the market, or perhaps finishes, and all those things will become apparent as we play. And then of course there's money there, and the goal is to have the most money at the end of the game. They'll show that you are the most successful smith in Ravenshire and become the Grandmaster of the guilds. And the 3 guilds of course are gonna be the Alchemy Guild, the Harvester Guild, and the Merchant Guild. Now since I start the game here, I get to choose to place 1 of these dice. And the number matters, as you can see on the board. The numbers indicate what you get when you place the die in that spot. So for instance, if I take this 3 green die and place it in the forest here, I'm going to gain 3 wood. If I take the 4 die and place it here, I'll gain 1 steel and 1 action token. So you kind of have to plan where you're going to put a die, but also after you've completed that action, you're going to take 1 of the other dice on the board back to your board. And so you'll choose from all of the available ones. And when you take a die back to the board, you place it in one of these slots, activating any tile that's in these slots, gaining all sorts of bonuses. So right off the bat, I'm very interested in gaining some tiles to get them on the board. So I'm gonna decide to use my purple 5 die and place it here. And as I activate that, I will gain 1 of the tiles here. I do have to pay for it. And then I will gain any one mystic token. Again, those are the dragon scales, mithril, and ember gems, and talismans and stuff. And so the tile that I want to gain is probably the leather tile. So this one here, when I activate it on my board, will give me 1 leather. Now it's going to cost me 2 gold to place it on my board. So I spend that. Then I gain my mystic token. I'm going to go ahead and gain a mithril. And the reason why I'm gaining the mithril is I want to earn that brightsmith title, which means I have to do a mithril finish. And a mithril finish requires 2 mithril and 1 charcoal to give a finish to a card. And now I replace the tile. And then I choose a die on the board to take back to my board. I'm going to choose this number 2 here. So I will gain 3 wood and 1 dragon scale. So that brings me up to 4 wood. Gain my dragon scale. And so I bring the 2 die back to my board and slot it in here. And that's going to gain me 1 good of any kind. So one of these 5 goods here. And 1 leather. So we add the 1 leather. Now I'm at 2. And then I'm going to add 1 steel for the 1 wild good. And now, during your turn, before or after actions, you're able to spend action tokens on a variety of things. You can build an upgrade, such as one of these here, adding it to your board. You can spend 2 action tiles on overtime. These are one-time use cards here that will grant you bonuses. So 3 gold or 1 reputation. So you move your reputation marker up on the track. Also, I can spend 1 action token to buy a guild tile without having to go to that spot on the board. Adding it to my board, I will still have to pay the gold cost. I can also gain a contract according to my reputation level. My reputation level on contracts is the star here. And if I have 2 stars, then I can gain from the first or second row. If I have 3 stars, I can gain from all 3 rows. Or I can refresh a whole row of contracts and then take a new card that shows up when I refresh it. But right now, I'm just going to go ahead and spend 1 action token to gain this card here. And the reason why I chose this one is it's not a lot of resources to build. So 6 steel and 3 leather. It's also an armor, which is going to count towards the armor title. And so if I build this, I will gain 10 gold and 1 action token. So when you pay to build a contract, you can add a finish on it. So if I pay the finish cost here of 2 mithril and 1 charcoal, I will gain a reputation upon completing this contract. Or if I spend 2 ember gems and 1 charcoal, I will gain 4 gold upon completing this contract. I definitely want to consider the mithril because the brightsmith requires mithril finishes on my cards. So I'm going to set this aside for now. We'll build it later. And now we're going to go to the AI's turn. And so the AI is going to draw the top card. And this is what an AI card looks like. It tells you which die to place and where. And then tells you which die to take and where if there's a tie. So in this case here, it wants to place a yellow 3. That's the priority. If I don't have that, then it's a purple or green. And it's going to start from left to right, these locations. So if the 6 spot is not available, it'll go to the 4 instead. If not, then the 1. If not, then the 3. And then when it chooses a die to pick up, it's going to pick up that first top die there. And that down arrow means the lowest number of that die on the board. So in this case, it'll take the lowest number purple. And then if it's tied with multiple purples being the same number, you'll go from 1 to 6. So you work your way left to right. Sometimes it's right to left, depending on the card. So in this case here, we're going to go ahead and take his yellow die that he does have. We're going to turn it into a 3. And we're going to place it in the 6 spot. Oh, this 6 spot is full. So it's going to go to the next one, which is the 4 spot. And then it's going to gain resources based off of that number. Now, when the AI gains resources or goods, it's going to gain cubes. So in this case, it's going to gain 2 cubes for the 2 charcoal. And at any time when the AI reaches 13 cubes, it's going to complete a contract. Speaking of contracts, I forgot to refresh this one here. So when we get to that point of it gaining enough cubes, I will explain how it gains a contract, which contract it chooses. And now the AI is going to go ahead and pull a die from the board. It's going to pull the lowest purple die, which is the number 4 die in the 5 area there. So it'll take it. It's going to gain 1 good and 1 action token. Now when it gains an action token or a mystic item, it actually just gains money instead. So it'll gain 1 gold coin. And then we're going to take that die and place it on its board. Now if you notice on its board here, it's got slots for tiles as well. And it's got symbols on the top here. A gold right here, resource. And so when it activates a die, it'll gain the one at the top. And then any of these where there's a tile next to it. Now there are no tiles right here now, so it's just going to gain 1 gold coin. All right, and that's the end of the AI's turn. And now it's back to my turn, so I'm going to place a die. And I'm going to go ahead and place this 4 in that spot there, gaining a steal and an action token. And I'm going to spend this action token on upgrading my forge. Now my forge is going to produce a lot more steel. And then I want to gain another guild tile. So I'll take one of these 5s here, which is going to give me a tile. I'm going to go with a yellow one this time. I want this mithril one here. Place that there. It's going to cost me 2. Then I'll refresh the tile. And I place this here. And all that's going to give me is a gold, or I can spend a gold on an action tile. And I kind of wish I had a gold to do that right now, but I don't. So I just gained the gold. And now it's the AI's turn. So the AI is going to flip a card. And now it's got one of its event cards. And so this event card simply has the AI taking a guild tile. And so the AI is going to take a tile based off of its priority. It goes left to right, top to bottom on the grid over there. But it's going to follow its priority of guilds here. And the way I lined it up here, this is the highest priority, second highest, and third. So it wants a purple tile. So you just follow it through. And it's going to gain this tile here. And so it's going to be placed upside down on his board. And then we're going to draw another card. It doesn't lose its turn due to event cards. So we're going to go ahead and draw this one and flip it over. And here's his new placement. So it wants to place a green 5 on the 6th spot. And so now it's going to gain a tile and a mystic token. Of course, the mystic token gives him 1 coin. And the tile he's going to choose is the purple one there, adding it to his board. And then he wants to pick up the lowest yellow off the board. So he'll pick up this one, gaining 1 charcoal, which is 1 good cube. Adding this to his board, which gives him another good. So now he's up to 5 goods. And then it's my turn. So I'm going to place my 3 right there, gaining 2 leather. And then I'm going to pull this 4, which will gain me 1 steel, 1 action token. And I'll place the 4 in the yellow spot here. And now I get to activate these. So I gained 1 mithril for sure. And then I need to decide if I want a talisman or a dragon scale. I'm going to go with the dragon scale. And at this point, I'm going to spend my action token and upgrade the wood fire here, allowing for more charcoal production. And now it's the AI turn. I'm going to flip over card. It's got another event card. It's going to move up on the reputation track, which will place it here, gaining 1 good. You gain the bonuses on top of the reputation track as you achieve them. And then we'll flip over the next card. Oh my goodness, it is another anvil. He's going to move up again. He's already got access to the level 2 equipment. That's not good. And we got to draw again. And now we have his placement. He only has a purple die, so he'll use that one. It's going to be a 6 going in the 5 spot. He'll gain 1 good and $1. And then he's going to pull the highest purple from the board. And so he's going to take that 6 that he put right back down. Now, you're not ever allowed to take your own die that you placed that turn. But the rules do not give that exclusion to the AI. So the AI is taking the highest purple die as indicated on its card, which is the same die I put down. It's going to gain another good and a coin. Now it's at 5 coins. And then we're going to place this 6 here, activating the purple ones here. So it gets 1 coin at the top, plus 1 for each of these tiles. So he gets another 3 coins. That's a lot of coins. All right, so now we finished the first gathering phase. And now we're going to go on to the production phase. And the AI does not produce at all. So you just don't even worry about the AI at this moment. And so now I get to decide how I want to use these 3 dice that I had taken earlier and use them in production. In this spot here, I can place a die here, any die, and activate one of my guild tracks, gaining those bonuses. I can place a die here and gain 2 action tokens. I can place a die here, gaining these resources or tokens based off of the value. Over here, I can gain 2 action tokens, or 1 fame, or 4 coins based on the value. If I place a die here, I will gain bonus resources based on the value, and then I can convert wood into charcoal on a 1-to-1 ratio. And if I place here, I will gain bonus resources depending on the die value, and exchange 1 ore and 1 charcoal for 1 steel. And so the first thing I want to do is take this 5 and place it here. And that's going to go ahead and give me 4 bonus steel, bringing me up to 8. And then I'll go ahead and convert my 1 charcoal and 1 ore into 1 more steel. Now I have 9. And then I'm going to take this 2 die and place it right here, gaining me 5 charcoal. And this last one here I'm going to place here because I really need action tokens for the next round. Now that I've done those, by the way, you can do this in any order you want. It just happened that this is the way I want to do it. But you can now complete contracts. You can also use your market exchange and exchange resources for other things. So like 3 resources for 1 resource, 3 mystics for 1 mystic. You can adjust the die with your talisman, spend 2 ember gems on 2 resources. Or take a dragon scale and 1 charcoal and turn it into gold and 1 resource. And then I could also upgrade this, which improves the mystic exchange and the talisman value. And so right now I want to go ahead and actually complete this contract. It's going to cost me 6 steel and 3 leather. So I'm down to 3 steel and 1 leather. And then I want to add the mithril finish. Again, the mithril finish is going to help me gain the Brightsmith title. And that's going to cost me 2 mithril and 1 charcoal. And then I'll place it here and I'll gain everything here. So it's 1 action token, $10, and 1 fame. And that 1 fame is going to give me 1 resource. I'll go ahead and gain a leather out of that. And now at this point, I'm done with my production phase, and we go to the end of the round. So at the end of the round, you're going to check for any title completion, and I of course have not completed any titles yet. Then you're going to prepare the board, and so we're going to remove the 3 tiles, drop those down, and refresh the board. Then we're going to take all 6 dice, and we're going to roll them and place them randomly. 1 in each of the first slots on the board. Then we move the round marker. Past the first player marker, it's going to go to the AI now. And then the AI is going to use these 3 dice for its new round. And my 3 dice that I have on my board are going to be rolled. And those will be my dice for the round. And so the AI is going to go. It wants a 2 die in the first spot. It's going to gain it 2 cubes and 1 gold. And then it's going to pick up the highest purple off the board, the 5 here. And it's going to gain 2 more cubes. And it's going to go in the purple slot here, giving it 3 gold. Now it's my turn. Now that I have some money and some action tokens, the first thing I want to do is use an action token to take this off. Now I have access to more spaces. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and get some more guild tiles. So I'm going to take this 6 here, go here. It's going to give me one mystic item. I'll gain in mithril. Then I'll choose a tile here, and I'll gain this one. So this tile here costs 3 gold. This little gray symbol with the resource in the middle of it means an instant bonus. So when I buy this and place this, I gain that bonus once right away. And then of course, future activations will gain me a wild resource. So I'll place it here. And that costs me 3 gold. I'll gain a resource. Let's go ahead and gain a steel. And then we'll refresh the market. And then I'm going to take the 1 green die here, which will give me 1 resource. I'll gain another steel. And then I want this green tile here. I'll place it down here. It'll cost me 2 gold. And now as I place this green die that I just took, I'm going to get 2 resources, a leather, and 2 charcoal. And the 2 extra resources I'm going to get are going to be leather this time. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and spend one of my action tokens on gaining this card here, because it's another piece of armor. And look at that, there's another piece of armor there. So might as well go ahead and spend another action token and gain that one here. Now I have a couple contracts I can complete possibly. Refresh this. And now it's the AI's turn. The AI wants a yellow 4 to go in the 2 spot. Gaining 3 goods. Alright, so right now there's only 1 red cube left for it to gain. So it gains that, making a total of 13. Well, I'll push these back up here. And then it still gets the 2 that it's owed left over. And now, since it's completing a contract, it's going to go for the highest level with this priority here. So I'll start with armor. So it wants armor, and there's 1 here. Now, if there wasn't 1 here, you would refresh once. And if there was still no armor here, the AI would move on to the next priority. But it's got this one here. And so it's going to go ahead and complete it automatically. It's going to get these bonuses here, as well as automatically putting on a mithril finish. Now note the mithril finish matches the Brightsmith card. That's how that got chosen here. And so not only is it going to get the 21 gold, it's going to get 2 total reputation, bringing it to that level there. It'll get a coin for this action token here. And then it's going to get the $22. And just like that, it's got $36. Wow. And I've only got 6. That's not good. Alright, and it still has to take a die. So now it's going to take the lowest green from the board, which is this one here, gaining 1 good. It's going to place it in the green slot here. It doesn't have any tiles, but it still gains 1 good from that. And now it's my turn. And so I am very interested in gaining some yellow tiles as well. I think I'll go ahead and spend the 3 here. I'll gain 1 leather off of that. And I'll pick a yellow tile. And I think I'll go with this one here. Cost me $2. And I'll place it here, and I get a one-time bonus of 1 of the mystic tokens. I'll go ahead and gain a dragon scale. And then I need to pull a die from the board. And I think I'll gain this 4 here, slotting it in. That'll gain me 3 wood. Then I'll gain 2 dragon scales and 1 mithril. Alright, now it's the AI's turn. The AI wants a 6 purple going in the 4 spot. It's going to gain 2 goods and 1 coin. And then it's going to take the lowest yellow off the board. Now there's 2 yellow 6s on the board, so we follow the priority here on the card, which shows 1 to 6. So we're going to go left to right, and there is a 6 yellow in the 1 spot. I'm going to take that one. It'll gain a good for that. It's going to add it to its board. It does not have any tiles here yet, so it's just going to gain the good as noted there. And then my final turn. So I'm going to place the 2 here, gaining 2 ore and a mithril. And then I'll take the 6 green, which will gain me 2 charcoal, 1 ember gem. Slotting in the 6 here. Gain 2 more charcoal, 1 leather, and then 2 other goods. I'm going to just go ahead and gain 2 more leather. Okay, we're at the end of the second gathering phase and going on to production now. So I definitely need to produce a lot of steel to get some of these contracts done. We're going to take the 6 and place it right here. It's going to grant me 4 bonus steel right away. And then I'll convert my 2 ore and 2 of my charcoal into 2 more steel. So that puts me at 11 steel now. Alright, I'm going to spend the 4 here, gaining me 3 charcoal and 1 ember gem. And I'll spend the 1 here, gaining me 2 action tokens for next round. I'm going to go ahead and complete one of these contracts here. I guess it doesn't matter which one. I'm going to go with the one that costs 9 steel and 5 leather. I'm going to give it a mithril finish, and we'll place it right here. That's going to give me $15, 1 action token, and 1 up on the reputation track. Now I have access to the level 2 contracts, which will be very helpful. I could, if I wanted to, exchange some of these dragon scales using the market for coins and resources, but at this time I'm just going to save them. Okay, now we're going to go to the end of the round, refreshing the guild tiles. None of the titles have been completed this round. We'll move the round tracker up. I'm going to re-roll and place the dice. I'm going to get the first player marker again, roll my dice, and the AI is all ready to go. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take this 5 yellow and get a guild tile. That's going to give me 1 mystic item. Again, another mithril. I want this one this time. It's going to cost me $4. I get a one-time bonus of fame increase, which will give me an action token. And I'll slot that in here. And before I take my die, I'm going to spend these 2 action tokens here and use my overtime card to flip that over, gaining 1 more fame. And now I have access to the legendary stuff. At which point I'm going to go ahead and take one of them. So I'm going to spend 1 action token. And I actually don't want any of these here, so I'm going to refresh it and take 1. So you place the 3 on the bottom here, draw 3 new ones. And I'm going to take this shield here. I'm going to spend 1 more action token to refresh the top row and take this armor contract here. Now I'm going to take the yellow 2 die from the board. I will gain 2 leather and a talisman for that. And I slotting in here, I get 2 mithril, 2 dragon scales. And that's going to be the end of my turn. Now we go on to the AI. The AI wants a 2 yellow to go in the 2 spot. And it's going to gain 3 goods and 1 coin. Then it's going to take the highest yellow from the board. This one here. It's going to gain 1 coin for the mystic. And then the purple tile. It'll add the 5 to its board, gaining 1 good. It's 1 good away from completing another contract. Now it's my turn. So I'm going to take this 2 and get some ore and 1 mithril. And then I'm going to take the 6 here, gaining 2 wood, adding the 6 to my board. I will gain the 1 leather, 2 charcoal, and I'll go ahead and gain 2 steel. Now it's the AI's turn. It wants to place a 5 purple in the 6th spot. It'll gain 1 coin for the mystic. And this purple tile, except it's now full on the purple tile. So it will not gain that one. It's going to go for the next in priority, the yellow. And it'll gain this one. Now this one does have a bonus mystic item, so it'll gain 1 coin for that. And we'll slot it in the yellow. Refresh the market. And then it's going to take the highest green from the board, so this one here. Getting 2 goods and a coin. And it's got enough goods now to complete a contract. It gains 1 left over there for its completion of gaining goods. And so it's going to gain a contract from the board, the highest level that matches its priority. It's level 3 now on the stars, so it can gain from this line here, but there are no armor cards here. So it's going to refresh once, and it's going to go ahead and take the leftmost armor piece here, and it'll complete it. So it's going to gain 21 gold, 4 reputation, plus 1 reputation from the finish. So 5 reputation total. Let's get the 21 gold first. Putting it at 63 now. Then it's going to get 5 reputation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll gain it 2 coins and 1 good. And then we got to slot in that die that it took, and it's going to gain 1 more good. Wow, the pressure's on from the AI now. And so I have my 3 green die. I definitely want some more leather. So I'm going to go ahead and place it there. Gaining 2 leather. And then I'll take the 2 from here. Gaining 3 wood. Up to 12 wood now. And 1 dragon scale. Then I'll slot it in. Gaining 2 more dragon scales and 2 mithril. Now it's the AI's turn. And it's placing the 5 in the 4 spot. Gaining 2 goods and a coin. It's going to take the lowest purple off the board. Gaining 2 more goods. Slotting this in, and it's going to gain 4 coins because it's full up over here. And now we're done with the 3rd gathering phase, and we move on to the production. And so my goal this production is to make this. Get the reputation up the track, get a couple goods, and maybe another one if I can. Now I've got plenty of the wood. I've got 9 leather, so I could use 1 or 2 more if I want to make another piece of armor here. And I definitely need some steel. So we're going to take this 6, place it here. I'll gain 4 right away. Then I'll spend my 2 ore and 2 charcoal to gain 2 more. I'm going to spend the 2 here to run my guild, to run the harvesting guild here and gain some resources. So I gain 2 charcoal, 1 leather, and I'll go ahead and gain 2 more steel. It's still not enough, is it? I do want some action tiles for the next round, so I'm going to spend this 2 here, gaining 2 action tiles. And so let's start with this one here. So 11 wood, 5 steel, 6 leather, and then 2 ember gems. And we'll go ahead and give it a mithril finish. So 2 mithril and 1 charcoal. Place that there. So I'm going to get 15 gold, a total of 4 fame. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll gain 1 good of any type. We'll just gain a steel off of that. And then 1 mystic. I think I'm going to go with an ember gem this time. And then I go ahead and gain 2 resources. I will gain some leather. And now we're ready to complete this one here. So total of 8 steel and 5 leather. And then 2 mithril and 1 charcoal. We'll place that there. That's going to gain me $14, 1 fame, which will give me another action token, and an action token from the contract itself. Now, if you notice here, since I lined up 4 of the mithril finish products here, I've actually completed the Brightsmith title, which I will get 10 gold for that in just a moment. And so at this point, I'm going to hold off on trying to complete this. I could possibly complete it by converting resources and stuff, but I don't think it's worth it this round. And so it's the end of the round, and I'm going to go ahead and check for titles. I completed the 1, gaining $10. I'm going to refresh the guild tiles, move up the marker, reroll and reset the dice, reset my dice, and pass on the first player marker. And now we're ready to go for the final round. So it's the AI's turn first. We'll flip over his card. And he's going to gain 2 goods from this event. We'll flip over another card. And he wants to add a green 4 to the 3 spot. He's going to gain 2 goods. He only needs 2 more. Then he's going to pull the highest 4 from the board, which is the same one that he just put down, gaining 2 more goods. All right, so that's going to complete another contract for him. And of course, he's going to go for the armor, and it'll be the left one there. He's going to gain 23 gold, 3 plus the 1 for the finish of fame, and 2 more goods. And increasing that far in the fame, he got another good and another coin. Wow. And then we'll slot in his die, and he's going to gain 4 gold. He's at 98 gold now. Wow. And I've only got 54. We'll see how this turns out. So a couple things I want to keep in mind on my turn now is this is the last round. So I definitely want to complete a few more contracts. I've only completed 4. I need 1 more armor contract, but 3 contracts total if I want the artificer title. And that's going to be difficult. Actually, I need 2 more armor contracts. So I definitely need to pick up an armor contract. And I guess it's go big or go home. So I'm going to spend 1 on the legendary one. And then I'll spend 1 on this shield, something a little easier. And so that's going to be my job this next round, is to complete all 3 of these contracts. We'll see how that goes. So I definitely need some more wood. So I'm going to go here. And I'll gain 3 wood and 1 dragon scale. And I'll take this 5 here, gaining 2 charcoal, 1 ember gem, slotting it in. And I'll gain a total of 3 leather off of that, and 2 more charcoal. Now it's the AI's turn. He's going to place a 4 in the 1 spot, gaining 2 goods. And then he's going to take the lowest yellow off the board, which is this one here, gaining 3 goods and a coin. He's going to go ahead and slot it in. That'll gain him 1 coin and 1 good. And I'll go ahead and exchange his coins here. So now the AI is at a smooth 100 points. And so I want to place this 5, but I actually want to turn it into a 4. So I'm going to spend a talisman, drop it by 1, and place it here. That's going to gain me 2 leather. And then I'm going to take that 4 next to it, gaining 2 more leather and slotting it in. And I'll just use all 3 of these for leather, putting me up to 11 on the leather, and 2 more charcoal. Now it's the AI's turn. It's going to place the 1 in the 2 spot. Wow. Gaining 3 resources. It only needs 1 more now. And it gains a coin. And then it's going to take the lowest purple off the board, which is this one here. Oh, it only needs one more good, and that's all that one gives. So it's going to gain that good and complete another contract on the final spot on its turn. All right, once again, it's going to look for armor here. Doesn't see it, so we refresh, and there's an armor there. So the AI is going to gain 22 gold, total of 4 fame, and two extra coins. So 24 gold and 4 for fame. And if you notice, the AI is at the end of the track. So that 4 fame is going to give them 3 coins per each one. So it's another 12. Ouch. So the AI has 137 points. All right, I just got to keep moving along here. I'm just going to place it here. Gain 1 steel and 1 action token. Then take the 1 yellow here, gaining 3 wood and 1 dragon scale. And I'll slot it in here, gaining 2 mithril and 2 dragon scales. All right, so now we're at the final production. So what's going to happen here is I'll do the normal production, I'll check for titles, and then we go to end game scoring. So the first thing I want to do is produce a bunch of steel. So that gives me 4 right off the bat, and I can't convert any because I didn't get any ore. I'm going to place this 1 right here, giving me 2 goods. I'll just take steel. And then last, I will place this 4 here, letting me activate this here. I will gain 3 leather and 2 charcoal. Alright, so I need a whole bunch of resources to complete these. I need about 24 steel total. I need another 15 leather, 3 dragon scales, 5 wood. So this is where the market's going to come in real handy for me. I've got access to trading resources for others, but also for the turning a dragon scale into 1 coin and 1 resource. Now I need to set aside 3 of these dragon scales for that 1 blueprint, but we're going to go ahead and convert all of these. I've got 11 dragon scales here. I got to spend 11 charcoal. for that. I will gain $11 and 11 resources. I'm going to put it all in the steel. I think I'm going to go ahead and complete this one here. So it's 13 steel, 8 leather, and 3 dragon scales. And I will give it a mithril finish for that extra fame, placing it here. So I'm going to get a total of $23 and 4 fame. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gaining an extra resource, gain a steel, and 1 extra mystic token. I'll just gain a mithril. Alright, so I have these 2 left here. I need 7 leather, which I only have 6. I have plenty of wood. And I need 11 total of the steel. So I'm going to convert a total of 6 wood into 2 steel. I don't think I'm going to be able to complete these, so I'm just going to go for this one. And so I will spend 8 total steel plus 4 leather and then 2 gems and a charcoal to give it an ember gem finish. So now I'll get 13 coins plus 4, so 17 coins. And 1 action token. And at this point I do not have enough resources to complete this. So we will now go to the end of the round. And so for the end of the round I'm going to check for titles. I've completed the armorer title for 5 armors. That's going to give me $10. And that's all you do for the end of round phase for the final round. And now we go on to the solo scoring. And so I'll gain the amount of gold at the bottom here. So I gain 24. And then I can trade the last of my mystics into money if I can convert them to dragon scales, which 3 of these will convert to 1 dragon scale. So I get the 1 dragon scale. Then I convert the 1 dragon scale and 1 charcoal into $1. And then I can spend these action tokens to do that overtime card, which gives me 3 gold. And then any leftover action tiles I have will each be worth 1 gold. And so there's my final score at 145. Now, the only thing you do for the AI is give him the amount of money as far as he reached on the reputation track, so he's going to get 24. And then we count up the AI's money, which at this point he has 161. And he solidly beat me. Now I played this on the easy mode. And so the difficulty mode tells you how many goods it costs him to make a contract. Also tells you how to make a starting deck. The journeyman, you add 2 random event cards. And then it costs 12 goods. And then the mastersmith, you add 4. So you have a total of 6 event cards. And it's 11 goods per contract. Now I'll make a note in the video. I put too many event cards in here for the easy mode, even though that's what I was running. So I actually kind of made it a little harder on myself. But still, the AI is quite challenging. So I apologize for that rules error, but it was an error in the AI's favor. And so this has been a solo preview of Forges of Ravenshire by Sam Stockton and BA Games. Check out their Kickstarter link in my description and follow their campaign there. Also, let me know in the comments below what you think of the gameplay. Ask any questions you'd like. I apologize for the minor rules mistakes, but things might change before it gets published. Stay tuned for my preview and impressions of this game in another video. And I thank you very much for watching Tabletop for One. Have a great night.